just a couple of days. These are going to last season after season. Something else that you're going to use not just season after season, but throughout seasons and throughout the year are going to be these celebration hurricanes. Now, when we take a look at this, I think instantly 4th of July, right? The red, the white, the blue, the fireworks here. I love the black, matte black with that night sky. But I also want you to think, are we going to be celebrating New Year's? And do we want to put these out at New Year's time? And what a great decoration, especially the black. I feel like the black and the gold is very New Year's colors. Are you going to be celebrating somebody's birthday and you want to have it out for that reason? There are so many reasons to be able to have this out throughout the year. You do get 3 of these and they each come in a set of 3 that has 3 different heights. So what we're looking at is a 4-inch diameter in each of these. However, the height difference, we are looking at a 7-inch, the 8 3/4, and then the 9 3/4 here. Over 20,000 of these have been spoken for. They are customer top rated with 213 5-star reviews, and there are not a lot left to go around. Your easy pay here is just $16.33. That is it for the next 3 months. That's really coincidentally also what it would cost for each one of these. So super affordable, H451600. Kathy, talk to us about this because we actually have 2-in-1 in the colors. Oh, and let me remind everybody, there are colors here. There's the blue, there's the white, there's the black, and the red that you're gonna choose from. But there's 2 colors that are in here as well. Black and white, those are your most limited options. And Kathy, this one here, the multi, how do we switch from the multi to the white light?
Oh my goodness, so easy. It's just there on the battery pack, which of course has been mirrored so that when you drop it in, the battery pack is going to disappear. You're going to just switch it over.
Look at that.
There you go.
And is it outdoor safe?
No, we like these for indoor.
These are just indoor.
You can bring them outside if you're having a party or something. A lot of times Valerie will bring things from inside of the house outside to decorate the table, to decorate, wherever she wants to outside. She'll bring things outside just for the party and then that night take them back in again. So these are going to be for indoor. But yeah, I think that I always go towards white lights. My kids like it when I go for the multicolor, so I'll compromise sometimes and I'll do things in multicolor for the kids. But I think that for this set, I love it with the white, but if you really want it to look like fireworks, you have to switch it over to the multi because that's what fireworks really look like. So yeah, the strand is removable. The inside of the hurricane is mirrored specifically so that we can really get that play off of the lights, and boy, aren't we. The outside of it, Valerie did in that luster finish. I love it when she does this finish. It's like a matte finish that has a shine to it on the outside. And then we etch in the fireworks. So you have this beautiful outside to this hurricane. It's all one piece. It's done in glass. And you really tapped into our idea. We wanted these for all of the summer holidays, right? So when we're getting ready to come into the summer holidays, these are going to be fabulous for the summer holidays, but we also want you to bring them back out again during the year for birthdays, retirement party, whatever your family is celebrating. Retirement. And I know that a lot of us have like a bin or 2 that are specifically like birthday or celebration decorations inside that bin. This might be where we store like streamers and happy birthday signs that we have. So these can get put into that bin that you bring out when it's time for parties.
Yeah, it becomes that celebration bin for sure. I know that I've got a drawer. I've got a little hutch with a drawer in it, and that's where all of the birthday celebrations, whether it's going to be my brother's birthday, my fiance's birthday, my whatever, whoever's birthday it is, at any point you're ready to celebrate, put this out in the center. It is such a fun idea to be able to have this because it's something that's so different, but also something that's so beautiful as well. From the outside matte type of finish, that luster finish, down to the inside where it's a little bit more reflective. And look at how it's like the night sky where you can see all of those lights like they're twinkling stars there, but then you've got this light show of fireworks. And if you turn them into that multi-color setting, it's like they're real fireworks that are exploding when you were to go to those 4th of July. I mean, what does it take you back to? To me, it takes me back to when I was a young kid going to the Rotary Club fireworks that were at the Abington Heights Middle School, because I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania, and the Rotary Club would put it on every year. And it was in the middle of this big field, and we would camp out throughout the day and cook food, and everybody would bring something. We had this picnic. We would wait for it to get dark, and then all of a sudden, this big explosion of light. that's what this takes me back to. And maybe it takes you back to something different. There's a couple colors to choose from. This is the red, 200 left in the red. We have it in the black. Ooh, just 130. The white is also available with the last 150, and it's the most popular one. And then finally, the blue. Now, here's something I want you to consider. Kathy, because these are different heights, we could certainly put them all together, and I love them as the trio, and they're different heights probably as a trio because that's how you would want it to be. But if you picked up more than one set, let's say we used the blue right here in the large size. Let's take the red in the small size. Now, you could give yourself a 3 trios. If you did 3 sets, the white, the red, and the blue, you've got that red, white, and blue trio that you could bring it home 3 separate times over, which would be so fun for the 4th of July for sure.
Oh my goodness, I'm in love with that idea. It gives you 3 clusters because so many times I do want 2 clusters. Like if I'm doing the mantle, I want to have 3 on one side of the mantle and I want to have 3 on the other side of the mantle. In this situation, you could have them on either side of the mantle and then one on the center of the kitchen island or the center of the dining room table.
Right.
So I love the idea of mixing and matching the colors, and you can't go wrong with whatever color you choose because when you get it home and you see that luster finish, you're just going to be in love with it. It's so beautiful. And I do love to put something different inside of my lanterns. I don't always put flameless candles inside of my lanterns. We have geraniums coming up soon. I'm going to be putting those inside of lanterns. I like to put hurricanes inside of the lanterns. I also like to have a candle garden in my home because I love flameless candles, but I also love candles that give me a scent. So this can be added in and layered in with the candle garden that I have on a tray on the kitchen island.
I am putting it on a little end table over here. Sorry, Kathy, I am just like getting creative. As you were talking, I'm looking at all the places in which I would be able to decorate here on the set, and I'm just playing around. Let's get them matching. So I'm gonna add the white light here, which look at how easy it is to be able to have that look there. And to just give you that little trio in the center. Look at how well it pairs with everything else. I even love how here in the vase we're getting a little bit of the lights, of those fairy lights that are coming through, which is super nice. But then if I want to switch this and I want to change this to the multi, look at how you're just gonna jump right in here. It is simply just changing that little box around and giving yourself a completely different look. Really, this is like a 2-in-1 when you think about it, because you are going to be able to switch from these white lights to the multi-lights. And now this looks completely different, a little bit more festive. So it's totally up to you. But talk to us about the timer on this. There's a timer, right?
Yes, there's a timer. It's a 6-hour timer. So whenever you choose to turn this on, say it's 5 o'clock, it's going to stay on from 5 o'clock till 11. And then the next day, it's going to come back on again automatically at 5 o'clock. So it's going to turn itself on and off automatically. So you get that warm, awesome glow when you're going through your home without any effort at all. And then, of course, through the year, if you wanted to change it and say, instead of, starting at 5, I wanted to start to sit at 6 instead, you just re-switch the battery, the lever, and you're good. And one real thing before we go,
Please.
I want to tell you, I always like to say, make sure you lift your fairy lights all the way up so the light is dancing from the bottom all the way up to the top.
That's a great tip. This is item number H451600. Over 20,000 of them have been sold. Do you want it in the red, the black, the white, or in the blue? 213 5-star reviews on QVC.com, and it's a price of $16